Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Curtis, and today I'm going to do a review for The Oval Season 6, Episode 15. And before I get started, I do want to let you all know that I am recording directly through my phone, so if the sound quality is off, I do apologize. I normally record directly through my computer, and unfortunately, I'm having some issues, so I have to record directly through my phone. So once again, I do apologize about the sound quality. So the episode starts where the last one ended. If you all remember, Priscilla, she pushed Sam down the steps. We were all nervous. We were all concerned because we thought that Sam may have been dead. But once she goes down to the bottom of the steps, she sees that Sam is still alive. And so Sam was like, can you please help me up? She was like, I'm not helping you up. He was like, but my back hurts really badly. She was like, I hope that it's broken so that way you can't fuck your bitch no more. I was like, damn, Priscilla's like that. And so he actually looks up at her. He's like, I cannot believe that you did this to me. She was like, I did not do anything to you. You did this to yourself. And then once again, it's like, can you please help me up? And so she's like, no, I'm not going to help you up. And he's like, I'm going to get revenge for this, right? She was like, you know what? I look forward to it. And so he can see that his little scare tactics are not working. So he's just like, can you please help me up? So she's like, you know what? I will help you. So she actually goes over towards him, grabs his legs, and starts dragging him throughout the house. And I was just like, mm-mm-mm. She was in full revenge mode. In the next scene, we see Alan. He's sitting down on his couch. He's drinking a beer. He looks very concerned, which isn't surprising considering the fact that he hit somebody with his car. That person ended up dying. He ended up fleeing the scene, and then after that, he received notice that he's basically going to be Donald's bitch going forward, so he has a lot to think about. And so as he is thinking, somebody knocks on the door. He's like, who is it? And the person says it's Alonzo. And then Alonzo starts banging on the door like bang, 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 bang. And so Alan, he rushes over to the door, lets him in. Alonzo rushes inside and he gets straight to the point. And he says, I need to get a kilo of cocaine. Can you help me? Alan's like, what? He was like, I need to get a kilo of cocaine. Can you please help me? Alan's just like, no, I cannot help you. Like, I do not sell drugs. I do not have any connects, and I damn sure don't have any inside of my house. Like, why would you think that I would have some cocaine? He was like, don't play dumb with me. I know about the pharmacy. He was just like, look, I do not have any connections. I do not have any cocaine here. I cannot help you. I do apologize. I'm sorry. So Alonzo was just like, fuck. And then Alan's like, but why do you need cocaine? Like, this can't be for you. So Alonzo was like, well, you're right, it's not for me. Victoria actually wants me to get a kilo of cocaine so that way we can try to lure Hunter down. And so all of this is basically to avoid the strike team coming up. And so Alan's like, yeah, I can see that. Hunter, he is an addict. He definitely likes his cocaine, so this probably will work. And so Alonzo was like, well, are you saying that you will help me? He was like, no, I cannot help you because I do not have any connects. I do not have any here. And so Alonzo becomes very frantic. He's like, oh shit, well, I need to get this within a certain time frame, so I need to go. And so Alan was like, well, why don't you just use something that looks like flour and then just hand it over to him to try to lower him down? So he was like, what are you talking about? He was like, use flour. He was like, flour? He's like, yeah. Just take some flour, wrap it up, make it appear as if it's cocaine, and then you can lower him down. And so Alonzo was just like, well, I don't know how to do that. And so Alan was like, well, luckily for you, I do, and I'll help you out. After this, Alonzo goes back to the White House where he's greeted by Max, and he does tell Max that Victoria asked him to get some cocaine and to bring it to the White House. And so Max was like, hold on. I know you did not bring cocaine inside of the White House. He was like, of course not. He was like, so what did you bring? He was like, I brought flour. And so Max was like, let me see it. So he shows him the package, and it does look very realistic, I will say. But he was like, I'm not really sure because Hunter, he knows it's cocaine, so he probably will see it, he would know. And so Alonzo's like, well, I have to do what I have to do. And so Alonzo pulls out his phone. He calls Victoria and he says, hey, I have this stuff. So she was like, well, come to my room. So he does go to the room and he does show her like the flower that appears to be cocaine. And she was like, okay, I want you to take this up to him. And he was like, huh? She was like, yeah, I want you to go upstairs. I want you to take it to him and say, hey, there's more cocaine down here. If you come downstairs, you'll be able to get more. He was like, I can't do that. She was like, why not? He was like, because he has snipers, they will try to kill me. She was like, oh, please, it's going to be fine. He was like, no, it's not going to be fine because he has snipers and they will try to kill me. And she was like, well, I'll come up with you. Like, I will just stand, on the steps while you go upstairs. He's not going to do anything. And Alonzo was like, did you forget that he actually tried to get you shot before? And she was like, oh, shit, you're right. He was like, I do not think this is a good idea. And so she can tell that he is nervous and he's not really trying to do that. So she's like, you know what? Get Priscilla on the line. I want to talk to her real quick. Alonzo calls Priscilla and then he tells her that the first lady wants to speak with her. So once he hands the phone over to Victoria, she was like, hey, Simone, how are we doing? She was like, it's not Simone, bitch. It's Victoria. She was like, oh, okay. Well, what do you want? She was like, I need you to do something for me. She was like, what do you need? She was like, I need you to deliver a package to Hunter. And so she was like, well, what's inside of the package? She was like, why are you asking so many fucking questions? And I was like, Victoria, you call her out of the blue. You two clearly do not get along. Of course she's going to ask what's inside of the package. Like, what's wrong with you, girl? Priscilla starts asking Victoria more questions. I guess Victoria, she can't take it anymore, so she hangs her. She's like, this bitch, I can't deal with it. That scene made me laugh so hard. That whole nice, nasty conversation that they had was funny as hell to me. Definitely the best part of the entire episode. After Victoria hangs up from Priscilla, she looks over at Alonzo and she's like, listen, I need you to figure out a way to get Priscilla here within the next 30 minutes. Even if that means that you need to go grab her and drag her ass to the White House, we need to get her here within 30 minutes. If she's not here within 30 minutes, you will have to go out there and give the package to Hunter. And so, of course, Alonzo's like, you know what? I'm on it. In the next scene, we see Donald. He's walking down the stairs and he notices that Lily is down there and it appears as if she's getting ready to go somewhere. So he asks her, like, where are you getting ready to go? She says, I'm getting ready to go on a run. He was like, but you do not normally go on runs. She was like, well, I just want to switch it up, do something different. Why do the same thing every day, right? So he's just like, okay. Are you meeting somebody there? She was like, yeah, I'm meeting one of my men. He was like, okay. Are you meeting a reporter there? She was like, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. And he was like, how much information do you know about, what's going on at the White House? And she was like, I know just as much as you do. He was like, so you're planning to leak this information to the press? She was like, maybe. He was like, I would suggest you not do that. And she was like, and what are you going to do if I do that? He was like, do it and find out. And then he walks out and she just smiles. After this scene, we go back to the White House and we see that Priscilla, she has finally made it to the White House. And so Max does greet her and he says that Victoria wants to see her in the Great Hall. And so as the two of them are talking, we see Sam. And Sam, he is just limping. And I was just like, oh, poor Sam. It's like, I feel kind of bad for him because, of course, you never want to hear about somebody getting pushed down the stairs, right? But at the same time, he was doing a little too much, contacting a side chick, letting her know that he has a baby. Like, he was doing a little too much. So I can see both sides, but he walks up to Max and Max is like, are you okay? He was like, yeah, I just need a medic and some pain medicine. And then Priscilla's like, oh, well, he actually just had like a little fall, but he's okay. So Max was like, are you sure? He was like, yeah, just give me a medic and give me some pain medication. He's like, okay, cool. And then Priscilla, she does walk off for a little bit. And then Sam was like, what were you two talking about? Max tells Sam that Victoria asked Alonzo to get some cocaine, bring it to the White House, with the ultimate goal of lowering Hunter downstairs, right? But then Victoria, she kind of switched it up. She told Alonzo that she wants him to actually take some of the cocaine upstairs, let him get like a sniff or two, and then say, hey, there's more cocaine downstairs. Why don't you come downstairs to get some more, right? So Sam was like, wait, why would he do something like that? If he goes upstairs, he's going to get killed. And so Max was like, well, that's why he ended up calling Priscilla. So Victoria knows that he is not going to go up there. So she wants Priscilla to go upstairs so that way that she can get killed instead of Alonzo. And I was like, that is so fucked up. There was a quick scene after this where Sharon and Dale, they went over to Kareem's house. When they went to Kareem's house, they noticed that the bed was covered in blood. They also noticed that there was money in the wall. So they removed a part of the wall. Money ended up falling out. They ended up taking the money and they ended up leaving. We go back to the White House and we see that Victoria and Priscilla, they are now face to face. They're having a conversation. Victoria tells Priscilla that she wants her to take this small envelope. So she took some of the cocaine that we know is flour. She put inside of a small envelope. She's like, I want you to take this upstairs to Hunter. Let him know that there's more cocaine downstairs and try to lower him down. Priscilla's like, he's not going to go for that. She was like, why not? She was like, because you already tried to drug him before. Why would he accept anything from you when he knows what you tried to do before? She was like, because he's an addict. And he's fiending right now, so he's going to take whatever he can, even if it's not real. She was like, wait a minute, so that's not real? So she's like, no, it's not real. We got to improvise. We didn't have enough time, so it's actually not real. And so Priscilla laughs, and I was just like, okay. Because, initially, I believe she thought it was real, but I guess when she took it from its original packaging, it's wrapped in plastic, and she put it into the small envelope, she was able to tell that it was flour. So that's why she was saying, we had to improvise. Priscilla tells Victoria that her plan is dumb and that she's not going to do the stupid shit. And so I thought that was it. But then the next thing you know, we see that Priscilla, she's walking up the stairs, and we see that Max and Victoria are nearby. Hunter does hear somebody coming up the steps, so he's like, wait, is that Priscilla? She was like, yes, it's me. He tells her that it would be nice to see her, so she's like, you know what, I'm on my way up. And I do think it is very important to note that as Priscilla is walking upstairs, Victoria does tell Hunter that there is a kilo of cocaine waiting for him. He just has to come downstairs. Once Priscilla makes it upstairs, Hunter starts inquiring about the cocaine. She's like, listen, I'm not going to give you any cocaine. I actually came up here to give you a warning. He was like, a warning about what? She tells him that Eli gave the word. He was like, oh shit. And then next thing you know, a bunch of men, they burst into the room and they start shooting. And that's how the episode ends. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. If you could, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Would be great. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. Better rest of your week. Take care. Bye.